Everybody typically wants to opt for vinyl flooring because they find that the cost is a little bit cheaper than the porcelain tile. But in the long term, it can actually end up costing you much, much more than biting the bullet on, say, tile and not going with the vinyl. I'm going to walk you through a little bit why this can be an issue. I find that a lot of the times this can be falsely advertised. The main key component here is a lot of the times people will see the word waterproof, and that is where they start to think that this will then become floodproof. Floods happen every day. There are burst pipes. You put it in your bathroom, the toilet overflows, you put it in your basement, there's a leak from the slab, or there's a crack in your foundation. It happens every day. Pipe burst, no matter what the circumstances, there is moisture in certain areas, and this may be a quick fix, but a lot of the times, this isn't the permanent solution. When it comes down to the vinyl versus the porcelain, insurance companies as well, if they have to come in and pay for that work, will opt and tell you that the better option to put down will be tile. You have a thin set concrete layer, you have waterproof, full durability material here, and this only has a very soft corking back, and it is very flimsy. Now, I understand a lot of the times it comes down to the cost factor, but with the importing rates at this current time, this actually costs a lot of money. Sometimes you can find it for a cheap price, but sometimes you're paying just as much as you would be for a good top quality porcelain material that will last you years and years and years. Flood, leaks, everything like that, they come in, they're just going to suck the water out, and the tile is okay. It's not going to need to be completely ripped up and re-put down. That's where this factor comes in a lot of the times. If this gets a flood, the water goes underneath the material. Unless it's completely glued down, even if it is, most of the time this has to be completely ripped up and thrown in the garbage. Who wants to go through that process over and over again? I sure wouldn't. The fact that this is also a scratch material, you move your furniture, you're gonna get scuffs and scratches in here. There is no chance that you can move things around and not have that issue. Same thing with wood floors. I love the natural look of wood floors, but when it comes to the fact that you can get a porcelain tile at this point that almost looks just as natural and gives you that texture, that feel, the graining, or as clean and opt for like less knots, the options are endless now. The prints that these Italian and Spain factories are coming out with, there is about 60 faces to the porcelain wood look tiles. The high-end companies are making sure that this almost looks as if you had real oak in your flooring with all those natural, beautiful knots and striations and color tones. The fact that this can go dark to light, you can see the graining, the knots. It's meant to feel and look as realistic, and it's meant to be the most practical in any circumstance. Have furniture, you're able to move that furniture back and forth. You have pets, it has a little bit of that texture. Make sure that nobody's sliding, slipping. You have family coming over, kids, grandparents, anybody. This is going to be extremely safe as well. This can be used indoors. This can be used outdoors. Inside the elements, they're making this stuff so not only is it safer inside your home, but you can use this outside on a patio. You can use this outside on your front porch. If that doesn't say the most durable, then I don't know what does. There's rainstorms, there's snow, there's frost, there's heat, and this is what will withstand all of that. Unfortunately, the vinyl cannot withstand all of that. I understand that this is always a question, and this is something that we always run to, and it can be a quick fix, but I find a few years later, people are having to even replace this. I find that people have to rebuy this because it's so scratched, it's got gouges in it, it's either breaking apart or lipping. That's not something that typically should be happening in your home.